She says it so casually, "You're so comfortable to be around." Or, "I miss hanging out with you." Sounds innocent, right? But what if I told you those words might actually be subtle code for something deeper, something more intimate and far more suggestive? Then they appear on the surface. In this video, we're revealing 7 seemingly innocent phrases women use that secretly communicate physical or emotional desire, and sometimes even mean, "I want sex." These are decoded based on foundational principles. In female psychology, real-world behavior patterns as observed by relationship experts and subtle communication techniques that many women use instinctively without always being consciously aware of the messages they're sending. You're about to learn what she really means when she speaks between the lines, using tone, timing, and context to say far more than her words alone convey. Ready to decode the layers of female desire that most men miss? Let's dive deep and begin. Phrase number 1. I feel so safe around you. When a woman says, "I feel safe around you," it might sound like a kind compliment directed toward your personality, your demeanor, or even your protective nature. And in many ways, it is just that. But according to research, in female psychology, especially studies relating to attachment theory and emotional bonding, emotional safety is actually one of the most critical preconditions for sexual openness in women. A woman's body cannot become physically responsive unless she first feels mentally and emotionally secure around the person she is with. According to various findings from institutes like Kinsey and academic papers published in journals on sexuality, emotional safety triggers the parasympathetic nervous system. This helps her relax, reduces stress levels, and opens the door to physical arousal, more so than visual stimuli alone. So when she says this phrase, she's not only complimenting your vibe, she's unconsciously signaling that her mental guard is down and her emotional walls are coming down as well. That means her body and mind are entering a state of deeper trust and openness, which is a prerequisite for sexual desire to form naturally and authentically. Phrase number 2. We should cuddle and watch a movie. Let's be honest here, Netflix and chill didn't become a viral meme or social catchphrase without a reason. When a woman invites you over for a movie night paired with cuddling, she's usually not just interested in watching the latest episode of Stranger Things or rewatching a classic rom-com. What she's really doing is setting the stage for emotional bonding through physical closeness. Cuddling is one of the most powerful nonverbal forms of foreplay. It triggers the release of oxytocin, known widely as the bonding hormone, which plays a massive role in increasing emotional intimacy and physical attraction in romantic relationships. When she says this, it's not just an invitation to spend time. It's a deliberate move to create proximity, reduce barriers, and establish physical comfort, which can very easily escalate into more intimate behavior. She's not asking you to make a move, but she's definitely making it easier for you to feel, when the moment is right, to lean in. Phrase number 3. I had a dream about you last night. Dreams are deeply personal. They're internal, private, and rarely shared unless they carry emotional weight. So if a woman chooses to tell you that you showed up in one of her dreams, especially if that dream involved flirtation, emotional closeness, or even vague romantic or sexual elements, that's not just a random fact she's throwing out. In psychology, sharing dreams can be a form of emotional vulnerability and subconscious signaling. Her mind may have wandered to thoughts of you while sleeping, but her conscious self is using this story as a social buffer. She's floating the idea of you and her together in a fantasy environment to see how you react. If your reaction is positive, it creates an opening for deeper conversation and emotional closeness, and depending on how she says it, her tone, her facial expressions, and whether she laughs nervously or makes prolonged eye contact, it could absolutely be her subconscious trying to bridge the emotional and physical connection between the two of you. Phrase number 4. I love it when you wear that. Now, compliments about your clothing aren't new, but when she emphasizes specific pieces of clothing, or accessories that highlight your physique, your style, or your scent, such as that tight black t-shirt you always wear, your cologne, or your well-fitting jeans, it's not just about fashion. She's giving you a visual cue that she finds you sexually attractive. A woman's sexual desire is influenced by more than just emotion and touch. Visual cues absolutely matter, especially when those cues come from someone she already feels emotionally bonded with or safe around. In this context, When she makes a point of complimenting something specific that you wear, it's a strategic form of flirtation. She's associating your appearance with physical arousal, and she's letting you know she's paying attention to how you present yourself, which in her mind directly connects to how she imagines you in more intimate settings. Phrase number 5, let's have some wine together. Wine is not just a beverage, it's a symbol of atmosphere. It's an ancient social lubricant that lowers inhibitions, creates warmth, and has been culturally associated with romance, sensuality, and relaxation for centuries. So when she suggests that the two of you have wine together, especially in a private setting, like her place or yours, she's carefully crafting a moment. Wine nights are all about mood. They're intimate, personal, and typically signal that she wants a slower, softer vibe, one where natural touches and meaningful eye contact are more likely to happen. Alcohol in moderate amounts activates dopamine and serotonin, the pleasure and relaxation chemicals in the brain, which make people more open to touch and verbal expression. She's not asking for a drink for the sake of hydration. She's building a safe, sensual, and suggestive environment where things can naturally unfold without needing to state her intentions outright. Phrase number 6, you're so good with your hands. At first, this might seem like she's simply praising your ability to fix things, cook, or give a massage, and maybe on the surface that's true. But the truth is that this phrase carries much heavier subtext than most men realize. In female sexual psychology, touch plays a more essential role in arousal than it often does for men. A woman's body responds more to anticipation, connection, and tactile stimulation than to purely visual input. So when she compliments your hands, she's not just talking about physical tasks. She's projecting that thought into more intimate contexts. She's imagining how you'd use those hands on her in ways that go far beyond chores or casual interaction. If she delivers this phrase while smiling, speaking in a softer voice, or adding a playful tone, especially when you're already physically close, it's her indirect way of inviting you to consider taking things to a more sensual level. It's a green light disguised as innocent praise. Phrase number 7, I can't sleep. Can I call you? Late night communication is never just about chatting. If a woman texts or calls you past midnight saying she can't sleep or asks if you're awake, it's likely because she's feeling emotionally restless, physically tense, or mentally preoccupied with thoughts of you. According to experts in sleep psychology and neuroscience, the late night hours between midnight and 3 a.m. are often when emotional vulnerability is highest. This is when the brain shifts from logical thinking to more intuitive emotional processing. If she reaches out to you during this window, especially in a relaxed and intimate way, it usually means she's craving connection, whether it's emotional or physical. She may be lying in bed thinking about you, missing your voice, or even imagining your presence with her. And no, she's not just looking for a bedtime story. She's seeking warmth, closeness, and possibly sensual interaction. Your response here matters. A warm, gentle tone or playful flirtation can strengthen that late-night bond and bring her emotionally closer than ever before. Now, here's the key takeaway. Women communicate desire subtly. It's not always in the literal words they say, but in the timing of those words, the tone in which they're delivered, the body language that supports them, and the context in which they appear. These phrases are not always invitations for instant action, but they are almost always indicators that she's mentally, emotionally, and even physically open to a deeper connection. If you learn to decode these signals, you'll never misread her intentions again, and you'll be able to respond with empathy, confidence, and presence in the moment. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment with the phrase you've heard most often, and hit that subscribe button for more deep dive psychology content on human attraction, behavior, and modern dating signals. And make sure to tap that bell icon, because in the next video, we're breaking down 5 body language clues that she's imagining you in bed. You definitely don't want to miss it. Who knew that something so innocent could actually be so incredibly seductive?